Welcome to We're Talking Bears, the show where uncle, nephew, and son bring you the latest in the Chicago Bears experience. I'm uncle.
I'm nephew.
I'm son.
And we're talking Bears. Hey, welcome to the 2024-2025 season. This is a season opener. Bears versus Titans. Bears hosting Titans at the Soldier Field. How y'all feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. It was a ugly win. It was a nasty win. It was a filthy win, but I'm not so convinced there wasn't point shaving going on because Will Levis pretty much handed us the game, and he was enthused about it the entire time. So I was excited to see that. But yeah, man, I'll take a W any way I can get it. We got the W. It wasn't pretty, but a win is a win.
A win is a win. That's how I feel about it, man. Sozy couldn't have said it no better. Really, I think we had everything going against us today. Everything going against us. The offense couldn't get nothing going. The field conditions were, kind of suspect. I saw some people slipping out there. It was an ugly game front to back, but the defense really pulled it out for us. The special teams unit really pulled it out for us. We had scoring. We had, stopping their drives. Only really big play they had was the big Tony Pollard run. Jaylon Johnson shutting them down all game. They couldn't do nothing over his side. Tyrique Stevenson looked great on the other side, even though they went at him a lot trying to avoid Jaylon Johnson. The linebackers, man, they filled holes. They plugged holes, stopped the run as much as they could with as much focus as the Titans put on it. And the D-line looked great. So, from the defensive perspective, from the special teams perspective, man, it was a great game. But from the perspective of the offense, we kind of knew it was a rookie quarterback. We're going to have some struggles, but the running game really couldn't get much going either. I didn't really like the back rotation we had. We didn't see Roschon Johnson at all. Herbert we saw for 2 plays to get that clutch fourth down, and then we never saw him again. So some stuff to work on the offensive side. But 2 of the 3 phases did really well and won us that game.
Well, I'm going to say this. Initially, I was concerned. First 2 drives, fantastic defense, awesome. Then all of a sudden, our run defense looked like it wasn't our run defense. It looked shaky, right? And Pollard, several big runs, got the huge run. They got a lot of first down runs throughout the game that shouldn't have been. But, I think he got 54 yards in that scoring drive. And that's just, we have to continue to establish ourselves as the best run defense in the NFL. There's no excuse for coming off of that. We returned almost everybody from that defense, and the guy we replaced Eddie Jackson with is a better tackler. So, it looked, even that phase of the game through the first half, the defense looked a little unready. But second half, we saw the defense we were supposed to see. They settled down, calmed down, stopped over pursuing, stayed in their lanes a lot more, and rallied to the ball, and really made those guys pay. Caught a lot of people in the backfield. The trade for Darrell Taylor, man, come on, that trade, holy moly. That trade paid off today. Taylor 2 sacks and a forced fumble. This dude, 8 combined tackles, 7 solo tackles. You're talking about this. This is what we needed on the other side of Sweat, because there were plays where they were, their whole offensive line was trying to find Montez, and you got to win your one-on-one. You got to. And he wasn't the only one getting in there. There were some other guys that got in there.
Nuts.
What'd you say?
Billings was going nuts against us.
I've loved Billings since he showed up, man. I've loved him since he showed up. Dexter got a sack. It's just this is what we need, man. We need pressure. Those pressures, obviously, we got several hits on the quarterback when Levis got the ball out. Man, dude, take the sack, dummy. Because if he takes the sack, we don't win. Like you said, Levis, he's trying to force that ball and not take a sack, and ends up tossing it to our boy Tyrique. Tyrique, pick 6.
Right.
I was ball. That was beautiful. Beautiful
Man,
play.
I know Tyrique sitting there going, this guy is not going to throw this ball. There is no way he throws this ball. He just threw this ball.
Right.
Man, Tyreek
You
was
know
ball,
what?
man. I mess with Tyreek heavy on the other side of Jaylon. We got us one over there. I
Man.
was to that pick when Ryan Poles traded back up to get him in the second round. I was like,
Mhm.
that who is he trading up for? But man, Tyreek Stevenson has looked good on the other side of Jaylon Johnson, and that's hard to do because they didn't throw at Jaylon once from quarter one after he almost picked that deep pass off to Calvin Ridley. They didn't
Yeah.
throw it again until
Well,
late. And then he did pick him off.
and he
So,
did get it. He
right.
did get it.
That was the only two passes that I counted thrown in Jaylon Johnson's direction the whole game. And
You know what?
Stevenson held up really, really well.
My
Man.
favorite part about the game is just the resilience of the team and the attitude. They were down 17-0, and just to battle back from that without the offense being able to really get anything going the entire time, that speaks a lot to the character of these guys and the way they play the game of football. And I did want to say, Velus Jones, clearly they love this guy and have a lot of confidence in him because, man, I need this guy to catch the ball. They clearly are going to keep going to him. I want to know how you guys feel about this because Velus Jones, this isn't the first time. This isn't the fifth time. Like, this is a recurring theme from him, and this is a new season. So what do you think about Velus Jones dropping kickoffs?
Come on. You gotta, you know what? This is like I tell my buddies in business. I say, when the business isn't going so great, you got to give it a certain amount of time and call it, it's time to sell, right? Same thing. Right now, you got to give them, look, whatever the amount of time they decide, and I trust the way they're managing this, you got to give them a certain amount of time, and then that's it. You're not getting any more kick returns. You know what? He did fine going out the backfield. He got that one of our first downs on the ground, caught a ball, fought for it. He's not bad out the backfield acting like a running back. I don't have any problem because he is dangerous. I don't have any problem with that, but this you can't. That can't happen. That cost us 3 points early in the game. Put us down by 2 scores, and it's just not. That's not acceptable. You can't you can't do that. You can't let that occur. So this time we had a 2006 like defense. This was an Arizona Cardinals like situation from 2006. The offense was getting nothing, barely could kick a field goal and get in field goal range, often giving the ball near field goal range, and they barely get a first down and get a field goal. But the offense put up 3 field goals with help, right? With help, not just like we marched down the 3 field goals with help. I think they had, I felt like they had one good drive, right? Special teams and defense did it all. Now, the offense did score the 2-point play. That was huge, right? That was huge. So that we were up by 7. But the offense stunk. The offense stunk. We had less than a $150, I believe, in offense, but we won, which is a testament to how great our defense and special teams are looking right now. And I'll say looking, but when the Bears defense and special teams looks that good,
I mean, we're dangerous. We're dangerous.
we're dangerous. We made it all the way to the Super Bowl with a defense like that.
We're more dangerous without Velus Jones than we are with him. That's just a fact. We done gave this dude so many chances. Like we've given Velus Jones more chances than I think anybody else who remains on the roster. I don't know how it keeps happening. He must be saying something to Ryan Poles or sleeping with his daughter. I don't know what's happening right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I could tell when I was watching Hard Knocks that they really just like this guy. They really just like him.
Like they really do. He was a 3rd round pick, so that's a lot of draft capital to be just a bust. But it's not a 1st round pick. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh yeah, this dude we're hinging our franchise on his success. Now the real question is the dude who we are hinging our franchise on his success. How do you guys feel about how Caleb played?
He looked like a rookie. I mean, let's tell the truth. He looked like a rookie. He had a rookie first game. He had 2 opportunities for great plays that he just whiffed. He whiffed. The 19-yard sack, that was just that was a rookie move. Seasoned quarterback knows that, you know what, the guy blew up my center and he's coming straight. Speaking of which, the guy blew up my center and he's coming straight through and he's on top of me. This doesn't get better. Just take it, right? Don't lose another 10, 15 yards. Um, no offense, he's not Justin, and we're not asking him to be Justin, right? Justin might have escaped that. Caleb, the very few other athletes ever, he also, Justin, set the record, set records for running the ball. We're not asking him to do that. We're asking him to throw the ball. So when it's that bad, your center gets blown up. If you can't get rid of the ball, just take the yardage that you lost. And that center, he got blown up several times. Yeah. He got cockroached one time by a linebacker. He was on his back, kicking his legs, and oh man, it was ugly. I'm like, wow.
Coleman Shelton looked bad. He had a huge just awareness lapse on the play where Harold Landry did that stunt into the inside. Oh. They're already double teaming Jeffrey Simmons over on the right hand side. He had Nate Davis and Darnell Wright double teaming him. He went to throw his body into them, turned his back completely, and then Harold Landry just blew past him for another sack. I think another third down. So like those protection issues, man, I've been saying the whole time. The interior O-line, I'm really concerned about. Center position, really concerned about, because like the guards, if our starting guards are on the field, I'm not super concerned. Once we get to those backups, if we got Coleman Shelton out there, we got Ryan Bates at one of the guard spots. I don't even know who's back.
Looked bad.
We let go of Tyrique Carter. Who is the backup right guard right now? I don't even know. So
Tevin looked bad. Tevin was getting beaten up front. Tevin, there was one play where Caleb got demolished, where Tevin came to help Braxton, missed the other guy and hit Braxton and released the guy to go get Caleb. I mean, it's just Tevin, he lost several reps just badly. Not, man, keep your hands on the guy and stay in front of him. Even if you lose, don't lose badly. But the middle of the line,
it was bad.
Yeah, this game wasn't as bad as the Packers game last year for Tevin, but this was not a good game for him.
I think on a balance, Tev is going to have more good games than bad, like by far. Tev usually will have, like, if he plays 11, 12, 13 games, at least 10 of those are going to be good. He might have a bad game or two sprinkled in there. Get it out of the way early. Tev will reload and come back out and play ball. He always does. I trust him to be the tone setter on that offensive line. I trust him to be stout and stalwart, but dang, I really wish they would have left him at right guard and just let him develop there. I feel like he was really on a trajectory to be elite at that position, and now at left guard he's kind of so-so. So I don't know if it's just like his body or something where he just doesn't work as well moving to the left and moving laterally backwards, whatever, in that direction. I don't know if that's it, but he has never looked as good at left guard as he's looked at right guard.
Nate Davis has just never looked good at right guard.
He was okay today. I didn't really see any
okay, I said good.
Like whiffs. So I mean, they were going against some really, really talented linemen today. So they got Tavondre Sweat, who was first or second round pick this year. They got Jeffrey Simmons, who's like a perennial Pro Bowler at that position. He's one of the best interior D linemen in the league. Keandre Coburn, who I think was from last year's draft, a pretty high pick. So they got some really talented interior defenders on the Titans roster. So
we were getting our butts kicked. We were having a hard time running the ball. Caleb was under massive pressure. We were getting our butts kicked. It's not acceptable. That line has to step up.
Yeah, I liked. I agreed with the rookie. Caleb looked like a rookie. It was a brilliant pass to Keenan Allen in the end zone. Great pass. He got to catch that. So I saw some good things, but this is why I feel like Justin Fields was the scapegoat for what really has been an issue for us, and that's that we need to deal with the interior. Until we can get that figured out, and where Caleb had the same issues. He was having the same issues that we saw Justin have. Now he's stronger in some things, and Justin was stronger in some things, but that's what the real issue is as far as our offense is concerned, and that's what Poles needs to address. And until we get that established, this is what it's going to look like. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they feel like they hit anybody fooled. And I believe in Caleb. I believe that he'll do just fine. I think that he's a good quarterback. and I think that he could be our franchise quarterback. But I don't think that it was anything wrong with Justin. I don't think that was ever our issue. And so as far as the offense look, that's exactly what I think. I didn't see anything with Caleb to where I'm like, no, he's a bust. Of course, because he didn't have a great game, that's the narrative right away immediately is that, oh, he's not the guy he's supposed to be. But that's not football. So until Poles gets that figured out, I hope the defense can keep showing up the way they did today.
Yeah. Speaking of Justin, he won today.
Yeah, he did.
He's 1-0 as a Steeler. But
and we might get that fourth round pick for him. Excuse me. We might get that fourth round pick for him.
It would be nice. But irrelevant of that, I think that I'm not mad at them for doing what they did because they had to make a decision on whether they were going to go for a franchise quarterback. And they felt like they upgraded. And I hope they did. I hope they upgraded, right? So, the Steelers didn't win because Justin threw for 304 touchdowns.
Right.
They won kind of like we won. Justin had a fair game. Right. He had a couple hundred yards, 150 passing. He had decent running yards, but he didn't throw for 300 and a touch, and I mean 4 touches. So, right. If he had done that, I would be sitting back going, man, what the heck?
Right.
So that's not what really occurred. So, I think that they looked at Justin and they're like, look, we're going to spend all this money on receivers. We're going to pay. They're paying $50 million for our top 3 receivers, right? Basically, that's 20% plus of our salary cap. You gotta believe that the guy that's hiking the ball can break the Bears record and get us to 4,000 yards. And if he can do anything like he did in the preseason at one point, he might be able to do it. But today he looked like a rookie and his eyes crossed, and that's okay. He needed that. And it's good that he got a win. I think that he felt great about the win, felt supported. I think my hope is that in his mind, he realizes with this team, just don't cause us to lose. He didn't fumble. He didn't throw a pick. He didn't cause us to lose. He didn't really help us win, but he didn't cause us to lose. So I hope he learned his lesson that this team is so good that we can win if you just don't cause us to lose. After the game, he talked about it. He's like, he never wants to have a game like that again.
Yeah.
But, if he can get it on board in his mind that he's going to be successful, this is good.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, like I said, like you guys have been saying, he looked like a rookie. I try not to be too hard on rookies on either side of the ball. You know what I mean? Unless they just look like they're really just out of place, fish out of water. And I didn't feel like that's what he looked like. I felt like he looked like he has a lot to work on that he hasn't had time to work on yet. The same kind of mechanical issues I saw with his footwork in college where, he'll be off platform, off base and just fling it up for the deep ball. Cause he's got a good sense of timing. Like, okay, the ball's supposed to come out now because the guy's free. He's got a really good sense of just get the ball down there, but he's really got to learn how to set his feet and not trust his arm so much. Cause those deep shots to, I think it was DeAndre Carter and Keenan Allen along that left sideline. Both of those, if he'd have stopped giving himself just a split second to set his feet and let it go, he had that time. That probably would have been at least some big throws, if not touchdown, right? Yeah. So the offense is working. The plays are there. He had a lot of misses in the dirt. He had a lot of misses that were just like misfires. Those things will get cleaned up as he, gets jitters out and, he gets some experience. But the deep shots were concerning to me because that's something that's been consistent with him for years. And that's something that in his head, like he relies on that. Like he could just throw from any angle, from any platform, whatever. But when you're in the pocket, you've got to set your feet, be consistent, and do the right thing each time. And make sure that your movements and your precision of your mechanics is efficient. Otherwise, you're going to miss those. And that's something that I think he needs to really focus on. And if he can do those things, if he can not make those same mistakes and continue to make those mistakes for years and years, then I think he'll have a really, really great career for us. So that's what I want to see from him going forward. Obviously, like you said, it was his first game. He had his arm crossed a little bit. It was a tough defense, honestly. Them Titans were getting after us.
Tough defense.
Really tough day for the O-line. That's always hard. It wasn't a great run day, so we didn't really have a lot of play action we could lean on.
O-line.
I mean, like, it was the same issues we've always had, except the offense
But
was.
but the offensive line could run block before. They could run block before.
Yeah.
The guys that we brought in, the snap, that one drop snap, that was on Caleb. It hit both of his hands.
Whatever.
So that wasn't a typical Bears bad snap where, like when Caleb Williams trying to be a professional baseball player, digging it out of the dirt. Not Caleb Williams, Justin, the way he had to do it. It hit both his hands, right? So that was on him. So the snaps, much better, significantly better, but you can't snap the ball and then get blown up and end up with your helmet hitting Williams in the foot, something like that. It's not acceptable.
I get that. And, it's going to take more than one game for him to get up to speed, for him to get used to the speed of the game, the intensity of the game. I think he can do that. I think he's got the sense of timing and rhythm that we were looking for that we didn't have with Justin. And that's what I think ultimately probably made Ryan Poles make that decision, because for the amount of batted balls, for the amount of low throws like that's just what a short quarterback is going to do, struggling in the pocket. Like, he didn't have a lot of windows and whatnot to throw around and out of. That it's always going to be like that for him. So he's got to figure out how shorter quarterbacks have done it. Guys like Drew Brees, you know what I mean? Like, he's got to look at the tape and really understand how they let go of the ball, how their mechanics assisted them in those places if he wants to be great. Because that is something that we did lose that people take for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, the size and the speed and all of that to make those plays and get out of those trouble spots. We needed that today on offense. We didn't have it. And I don't think it's going to develop with coaching. You know what I'm saying? But the mechanics, the timing, things like that, as long as that's coached properly, I think Caleb can be really good. But I mean,
let's talk a little bit about, like, so for instance, TJ Edwards, 10 tackles.
Solo.
Is this info because he deserves it for that one? Him or Tyrique, one of those two.
Darrell Taylor, 7 tackles, 2 sacks. I'm gonna say he was a defensive player of the game. Brisker, 5 tackles.
Tyrique with 2. He had essentially their best receiver all game. Because DeAndre Hopkins is limited by injury.
Yeah,
Will just went at him all game long. He didn't. I don't think he gave up a pass more than like 15-yard out route to Calvin Ridley. That was like the only one. And
Ridley had 3 catches total for 50 yards.
Yeah, and that was basically all Tyrique, because they were just throwing at him over and over and over again.
Yeah.
He took on a lot of responsibility, and he not only delivered on limiting them on offense, but also got the game-winning interception.
Game-winning pick 6. All right. I hear that. What do you think? What do you think, nephew?
What's the question?
Defensive player of the game.
Oh yeah, Tyrique. I agree. Or Taylor. Didn't Taylor get the forced fumble?
But that's what I said. That Taylor got a forced fumble. He got a forced fumble with 2 sacks.
Was the forced fumble the one we returned, right? No.
That was a block kick.
That was a block punt. Give me that guy. Who was that? That was Hardy, wasn't it?
Who blocked
Hardy on the block kick? I think it was Hardy.
It was somebody that just barely made the team. I don't even know who it was.
I think it was Hardy, man. That boy plays ball. He was.
And then Mr. Biles ran it in.
And he ran it in. Yep.
Simone Biles himself.
Give me Hardy on the punt block.
All right. I can accept that. That was enormous.
That turned the game around. Yeah, that's right.
That did.
It did. That was a huge momentum swing. Coming out the half too, where we went into that half down. And
we came out on the first drive and didn't accomplish anything. So that was a huge turn of events for us.
That was a really big. I mean, I think the 3 of them could share it. Honestly,
they can share it.
Yeah. That's that. I can go with
Hardy.
that.
I want to see more Hardy.
Yeah.
All right. Offensive player of the game. I'm gonna go with Tyrique Stevenson.
I was about to say.
Yeah, he's up there.
DJ.
Cairo Santos. You gotta, even though he's on special teams, you gotta give it to Cairo. Cairo misses
get DJ
one
the
of
ball,
those
man.
kicks.
He's gonna make some plays, and I'm gonna take DJ because he makes plays when you get on the ball. Now we struggle getting him the ball today, but DJ.
Yeah, I'll give it. I can't take that away from DJ. DJ was boss. He got some really important first downs that allowed us to. Yeah, I respect that. DJ had 5 catches, not a lot of yards, only 36 yards, but they were important yards.
Yeah.
You know, the offense barely moved the ball, but you take DJ off of there, we lose anyway, even
Yeah,
with all that, everything else that happened.
I say Swift only because of that crazy hurdle over the tackler.
That was nice.
That was the highlight of the game for the offense.
That was nice. Absolutely.
Man, I don't know how you could have anything else be the highlight of the game. But maybe his body of work maybe wasn't quite as impressive as DJ, because DJ was working with the rookie quarterback, which is his fourth or fifth or sixth quarterback or whatever in his career.
And so, DJ had the 14-yard run.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So DJ did a lot with very little, and man, it's crazy to say that I expect that of him now, but I kind of do. Like, I feel like his production is so quarterback proof. Maybe more so than anybody else in the league.
Man,
maybe.
if you can get him the ball, he can make some guys miss. That's what I know.
Just get it near him.
Keenan had 4 catches, should have been 5. Now, I'll say that ball, the touchdown ball that he dropped, which Keenan rarely drops the ball, it was wobbly as heck.
It was wobbly and torquey, which is the worst combination. And it was fast. So,
so he's still a $20 million receiver. You got to catch it anyway.
Yeah. But that was a tough catch.
Right. That's why he gets paid $20 million to catch a ball, though. And we gave away, what did we give away to get him? A second?
Like a fourth.
A fourth? Yeah. I'd have done that every day of the week. But still, you got to catch the ball. And I'm going to say that catch by Rome, that was a momentum swing there, because if they caught that ball and ran it in.
That tip ball?
Oh, the catch by Rome. Rome skied for that ball.
Yeah, Rome got hot.
Rome could have one-handed dunked with that jump. Yeah, he went way up and got that ball.
He did,
and then made it. And then that was Tev's play of the game, because when Rome fumbled it,
he went and dove on it.
Yeah. For the first.
Right. For the first, yeah, the first down.
Crazy. So I'm gonna go with that.
And that's funny, because that was Rome's only catch of the game.
It was. Man. Honestly, Caleb's accuracy throwing to Rome was bad today. I was really thinking that rookie connection was going to be a little stronger, but they got time. They're going to
got time, man, and that's all it is. That's why I said he looked like a rookie. He didn't look bad. He just looked like a rookie. Like
he looked like a rookie.
They need some time.
Hey, but Cairo and Taylor.
Yeah.
Cairo and Taylor, man. Special teams is huge, as Tony Dungy talked about when he was talking about the Bears and facing them. I got to hear Tony talk up close and personal. He talked about why he kicked to Devin Hester. We'll add that story in another time. But in the end, Tony said after they gave him that touchdown, his sentence was, you know how many times Devin Hester touched the ball after that? He's like, It's like, no, that guy's special. No, we're not losing because we keep trying to kick the ball to this dude. Same thing. We've got 2 special teamers. We've got Cairo, who is lights out at kicking the ball and has, like Robbie Gould, never missed a kick in the playoffs. And now we got Taylor, who buries you. You're stuck. You're going to catch the ball somewhere around the 10, and you're not going to make it to the 20 because the hang time's so deep. There's a whole squad there.
Which is there.
Man.
It makes all the difference in the world, man.
It's
huge, because now you got to go 85, 90 yards every time we punt.
Yeah. That's a huge weapon that people really don't.
It's a weapon.
People really don't understand how much of a field flipper he is. And that's why Poles was willing to spend a 4th round pick on him, whatever he did.
4th round pick.
So it was.
Without Cairo, without Torrey, do we win today? No. I don't think so.
Not a chance.
No.
Yeah. This was a game we squeaked out. We could have started the season 0-1, and we would have been complaining about Caleb throwing for under 100 yards.
And Velus Jones.
Man, I just cannot deal with how many Bears fans were up in arms about Justin Fields not throwing for 200 yards. And now the first game, his replacement got 80, whatever, 83, 86, whatever.
Because Justin was the scapegoat. That was my only point. I like Caleb. I believe in Caleb. I like Caleb, but I just feel that that's what that shows us. You get what I'm saying? That this is not about what Justin could or couldn't do completely. Now, there are some things I think Caleb does better, and I hope that Caleb pans out to be the better quarterback because he's our quarterback.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I don't think it was because Justin was a bad player. So I'll stand with that. But we got the W, man, and we really got to get it together because next week it ain't getting no easier. We're gonna have to see the Texans. So,
Hey, I want to see that second half defense against the Texans.
that's what I was gonna say. But I'm
Again,
ready for our defense against them.
Did y'all
I
watch
stack up our defense.
game?
I saw
I
a
didn't
little
watch
bit.
it.
None of it, but man, the Texans look tough. But the
Yeah.
Oh,
Colts
there's no joke.
were fighting them, so they have weaknesses. The Colts were right there with them, and the Colts I don't think are a great team. I think they're a very well coached team. I think Shane Steichen is one of the best coaches in the league for sure. But man, like they're not a super talented team at every position. I think blow for blow, we really have the advantage on the Colts. But man, the Texans were handling. them. So that's going to be a really tough matchup. I really want to see how that pans out.
I'd love a W on that, but that was one of my where I said we're probably not going to win that one coming through the beginning of the year with rookie Caleb and a new offense with a bunch of new weapons. Now that I've seen our offensive line, I just want us to be in this game. I want us to be competitive. If we start off 1-1, I'm not mad. I don't expect us to be perfect at this point. What do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen next week?
Well, you know me, I'm always gonna ride with our boys. It's football season and it's bear down time, so I'm riding with our boys. And I'm not gonna lie, the defense gives me confidence to go in there and think that they can do it against the next team that we see. And until somebody proves us wrong and goes out there and has a day against us, I'm gonna trust our boys. I hope that the offense and Caleb can go back and look at some taping as they practice this week, come up with some ideas and some, he's gonna learn, man. Like we said, he's a rookie, so all of these snaps are just gonna be good for his experience. So hopefully he can learn from that and come back next week with a little chip on his shoulder, ready to, put some stats up for himself.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you think, son?
Man, I really don't think that a win is in the cards for us next week. It would be a miracle to be sure after how we played today. We can't go down on the Texans 17-0. That's not going to fly. We're going to need to be better in for sure offense, but there were some moments in special teams and defense where we need to be better in those moments too. We really got to lean on our veterans. Jaylon Johnson is going to have a hell of a day with Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs, Tyrique Stevenson covering which one of those he's not. Tank Dale's going to be in the slot with Kyler Gordon. So our secondary is really going to have to show up and play. Byard and Brisker too. Then, man, freaking Joe Mixon went crazy. Joe Mixon had like 160 yards between the ground and the air, something like that, maybe more. So he went crazy. So we really got to contain him. That's going to be a really, really big point of contention. But that Texans O-line is tough, man. So our defensive line got their work cut out for them. So it's gonna be a tough game. I never want to say the Bears aren't gonna win. You know what I'm saying? But it would be a surprise to me if they did. I would not expect it.
I like saying it that way. It'll be a surprise. I'm just going to sit back and say that, of course, I hope they win. I'm going to be rooting all the way till the whistle blows at the end of the fourth, but it'll be a surprise. The Texans are a well-run, well-oiled playoff team that has added pieces that make them better than they were last year. Like you said, Joe Mixon, oh my gosh, that's an upgrade. They've got several upgrades across their lineup, and that's scary because they were a 10-win playoff team with a wild card victory last year, and they've added talent.
Yeah, they got a nice team, but it's not my team. I don't like the way you guys talk. Yeah, man. No, I know. Of course, we got our work cut out for us, and it may be a surprise, but when it's the Bears that are underdogs, I'm putting my money on us all day long. So we'll see. Week 2 on the way.
Yep.
Well, I'm Uncle.
I'm Nephew.
I'm Son.
And we're talking Bears. Bear down.